Hello and welcome to the show. Today I'm going to be taking a look at American Truck Simulator, a game that I was really rather looking forward to playing. I'm a very big fan of Euro Truck Simulator 2. It's one of those games that is fantastic. It's very hard to explain to people why it's so good, but it is a very, very good fun game. So I was curious to see how this one would turn out, and immediately, of course, it feels all very familiar if you have played Euro Truck. Now, I have got myself to... I played a few hours of this game over the last couple of days. I got myself to level 6, and I'm going to borrow some money so I can actually go and buy my own truck. You start off very similar manner, where you go into the quick jobs. You can sort of get given whichever truck, and then you go and complete missions. I've got myself to the point now where I can buy a decent truck and have a decent engine. That's the most important thing with all of this. So we're going to... I can't quite remember how much the truck I want to buy is. I'm not sure my 131,000 is quite going to be enough, so we're going to just take that as well. So we've got 181,000, which should be enough to get the truck with the engine that I want. Now, the first slight downside to this game that you will immediately notice is there are less trucks. There are only two manufacturers at the moment, Kenworth and Peterbilt, and there are not a huge amount of trucks between them either. Now, I did do a little bit of research. There are apparently some sort of licensing slight issues. There are more trucks on the way as free DLCs, and of course there are many mods out there already for trucks. It is a slight disappointment, though, when just from the standard game, there are really very little in the way of trucks. There's really very little difference between them as well. So yeah, the variety of trucks at the moment isn't fantastic. We're going to go, sure, we'll go for a Peterbilt one over here. Let's go and visit yes, I do want to go and visit the selected dealer. Right, so as far as it kind of options-wise goes at the moment, I'm too lower level, so we can only have the really basic truck. Now, the reason why I waited until I was up to a level 6 is so that I could actually have a half-decent engine. So we can't get any of the different cabs. We can get a slightly... Sure, we'll go for a slightly larger fuel tank. We will definitely go for the more powerful engine down there. What else have we got? Yes, the choice of gearboxes. I don't know a huge amount about trucks. Shall we go for it? Sure, we'll go with a 13-speed gearbox. Interior, I can't do anything with that until I'm a higher level. Ooh, we can change the... Shall we go for... we can get an orange truck. Fantastic. Right, we will go for kind of a... we want perhaps slightly darker colours. Oh, are we going to... There we go. That's the ticket. That's what we're looking for. We'll have a nice orange truck there. Accessories. What things can we get? I have no idea. Apparently none of them are unlocked at all. We could either have that or we can... I think I'll just stick it like that. We can have... Yeah, sure. We'll go for another. We'll go for another mirror. There is. I haven't really quite got enough stuff unlocked. What's the difference between standard and advanced tires? It just looks, or there's plenty of stuff to be changing about, and I'm sure as you go through, as you go through level up, you get more options to kind of customize your truck. Unfortunately, yeah, I have not particularly got them at the moment. Oh, what have we got in the way of the interior? We can have, oh, okay, that's just for that thing there. We can have, we'll go for them as well. Just to make visibility as good as possible. And yeah, there's not, not a huge amount of stuff. Okay, but this is looking like my, looking like the truck for me, really. Shall we go confirm? And there we go, 455 horsepower. It means it won't be quite as terribly sluggish as the truck is normally. I have driven a couple of these kind of standard trucks for the quick drive missions, and dear God, they are slow. So I'm hoping with that bit more power and that bit more torque, hey, we've got the truck. Yeah, it might not be quite as awfully slow driving around. And there we go. We are at our garage. Again, sort of the career mode plays very much the same as it did in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Yes, I have a truck now. Let us go and hopefully start a mission. I never really paid much attention to like the whole sort of the truck headquarters bit, you know, like owning a company. I just kind of did the driving myself and didn't really care about hiring other people. Probably would be a good idea too, but I never really ever did. Okay, so that would be yeah, okay, we've got our first truck, and it only takes a little bit of time, and it's probably a good idea to spend time doing some missions to get up towards level 6, so you can get a half-decent truck to start with, let's face it. We are in Los Angeles is where I put our base, and now we're going to go, where should we travel to? There are some destinations in here. Again, the map is a little bit smaller than I was expecting. Oh, I haven't gone to San Francisco yet on the game. Shall we go do that? That looks like fun. Relatively short journey, but let's go and give it a test. Okay, so this is kind of, we've got a bit of a drive to get to where we're picking the stuff up. Works for me. Right, I will get, to be fair, this is the first time on this game I've driven a truck without a trailer, because all the other ones are the quick drive missions. Right, are we going to get turned around here? I am driving on a steering wheel, of course, and I've got 900 degrees of rotation, so if you hear me frantically trying to turn the steering wheel in the background, that would be why. I've not done a particularly good job. There's a little bit of a tighter turning in here than I was expecting, but never mind. And right, we are off. And again, you know, it's kind of what you expect from this series of games. Speaking of the map, I said it is relatively small. You only get 2 states. I did, again, brief look around. There are, I think Arizona is coming soon as a free DLC, and I'm sure there will be mods for the map, but I was a little bit disappointed at the size. The Euro Truck Simulator goes across Europe. I know it's scaled down, and yes, they did add DLCs later on for kind of more Eastern Europe and so on, but just from the base game was across large parts of Europe. And yes, it was all scaled down and so on, but this is just 2 states, is all you get. I was expecting there to be quite a bit more to it. It's not that it's what's there is not bad. Certainly, it's nice and detailed, and I'm sure there's plenty of cities to go around with. I was just expecting it to be a little bit more. They did say that, you know, there's as I said, Arizona is coming, and you can of course extend it with mods and so on. But yeah, it just feels as if there's slightly less content in this one. I've also not quite got the hang of driving the truck without the trailers. There is so much more acceleration in this. Then look, we're up to the speed limit already. How much fun is that? I can actually put my foot down, and the truck kind of goes, which is interesting. I've been driving trucks. Can't remember which one it is, like with 18 gears and so on, and then just constantly changing. Lots and lots of gear changes in them ones. But yeah, the map itself is good. What's there is very, very good. The detail is fantastic, and that is what... Oh, crap, we're going 34 miles an hour. Policeman will be angry with me. What is here is fantastic. The detail is incredible on here, and that's, you know, the strong point of this game. But I was expecting there to be a little bit more in the way of kind of country to explore. Oh, okay. Now, how are we going to be doing traffic-wise? Okay, now we're good at the moment inside this town. This isn't too busy around here. I'm sure we will see. There are some traffic problems that I don't remember there being in the previous game that I'm sure you'll have to. What are you doing, Mr. Policeman? Are we okay? Okay, right. The policemen really don't seem to care about traffic lights, particularly, or speed limits, for that matter. To be fair, half the cars don't seem to care about speed limits, which is, again, something we will see probably when we come on to the motorway. The actual driving of the trucks is as good as you would expect. It's very much the same as Euro Truck Simulator was, and that was a fantastic simulation for this kind of stuff. Where do I... So, if I'm supposed to be stopping back here, you can't really see... Admittedly, it's traffic light control. They don't really draw the stop lines sometimes particularly well for... for these junctions. Again, there are a few issues I've been having with the road. The way the roads are laid out on here is a little quirky, especially when we come to slip roads. Inside the towns is relatively good, and, well, here is actually quite quiet. Traffic, on the whole, seems to have increased. There seems to be more kind of traffic around. However, you go through these periods where you're just driving through ghost towns, and then you go through periods of where suddenly all of the cars have spawned and it's really, really cramped and really busy. It it does seem to be a little bit random. I can't figure out if it's just some locations are really. There's one oh I knew you were going to do that, you arsey lights. And if I put my foot down, we would have got in trouble for running a red light. Many fines have been had for for silly things. Yeah, some areas are incredibly crowded, and you see here now the traffic's suddenly built up. It's almost like it takes a little bit of time to figure out, we should be having some traffic around this area. And then they can often get to such sort of quite heavy amounts of traffic that you should get stuck and sit and wait for a good 5 minutes as just more and more stuff keeps spawning in. I have kind of found that I tend to cheat a little bit more on this game than I have. Like, I've done more stupid maneuvers on this game than I have in the previous one, sort of not in keeping with these traffic lights are being a real pain in the arse today. Yeah, I have found I have been doing more sort of naughty maneuvers because at times things get a little bit confused. AI cars sort of pile up in junctions and you get stuck. I've had times where cars were refusing to move and I have to kind of do many point turns just to try and get around them. Whether you will see them here, I don't know. I don't know whether we're going to have sensible traffic. A lot of the time it's fine. You know, a lot of the time there are no problems, but just sometimes the traffic gets a little bit silly and you're stuck and you can't go and you basically have to force your way out. You have to force your way out of a junction just to get moving, which is, yeah, a little bit of a shame. Like, there are some junctions that really should be traffic light controlled and aren't, and you're just sat there for 5 minutes because constant car after car after car, you have to go. And you basically just have to pull out and say, right, you lot are stopping because I am going. Admittedly, you are in a great big truck and everybody will hopefully stop, but yeah, just kind of little bits sort of slightly ruin the immersion as we're going through this this area. Tiny frame rate had a little bit of an issue there, but we're back to being okay again. Right, we've still not actually managed to get our trailer, which is kind of going around Los Angeles at the moment. Right, okay, so our little trailer bit is up here. Is there a police car around? Can I put my foot down? That does not look like a police car. Right, bugger it. We're going to put our foot down a little bit. So there are less. I don't think I've actually seen a speed camera around here. There are much less speed cameras, but it's the police cars that'll catch you, and it's much harder because you can't really learn because they're randomly in traffic. You can't really sort of learn where they are, so it's kind of a game of spot the policeman so you jump on the brakes. We will be going in here to pick up, hopefully that the bloody mission hasn't timed out. I know they do have a time limit before you can start them. Right. Oh. Why did we suddenly go so far backwards? Are we not on a steeper hill? Why did we suddenly shoot in reverse? That's confusing, never mind. Right, we wanted to go here. We want to go to San Francisco. Yes, take the job. Right, trailer is ready. Proceed to the loading area. Right, where are we going to be picking up? That's the one over there. The kind of loading and unloading areas have got a lot more challenging, and I like that about this game. It is a lot more challenging certainly for the parking. They've actually done it really well with the parking bit. Ooh, right, let's not end up in the fence. That would be very dumb. Right, if we can. Oh, crap! Turn steering wheel the wrong way like a fool. Okay, back it up. There we go. And right, that was pretty good. Yeah, these areas are a lot narrower, a lot more technical, so when it comes to dropping off, I don't know quite what parking maneuver I'm going to have to do when I get to the to the other end. Hopefully it won't be a ridiculous one. I at one point was relatively good with truck parking when I played Euro Truck quite a lot for a week or so, and I've completely forgotten all of it, and I'm quite shocking. I'm getting better, but I apologise to anybody who knows what they're doing, because I will be awful at it. Right, you see, now we've got to the stage here where there's just no cars around. There's just absolutely none, and sometimes you'll have real trouble getting out of these turnings and so on. So yeah, it's just something that's a little bit weird on here. We're going onto the motorway. Right, now we can have the fun of a slip road. Oh god, the slip roads. I don't know what American roads are like. I've never been to America, but these slip roads are some of the most bloody dangerous things I have ever seen. It's really not a good way to get vehicles onto a motorway, and yeah, I have some quite serious problems with them. Some of them are okay. I don't know what one we're going to be coming up against here. It might be awful, or it might be one of the not too bad ones. Okay, right, we're going down here. The AI does like to, like, it recognizes that you're turning, and it will send the cars out ahead of you. And yeah, well, at least I hope it's recognized it's turning. Either that, or they've just got a death risk. Okay, this is a terrible slip road. So we're coming down here. Basically, your slip road stops here, and you can't merge with the traffic. So you have to come down here and stop in, you know, this is a great big truck. Okay, I tell a lie. I could have gone because there was a break in the traffic. Normally there isn't. Normally you'll come down there, have to stop, and then somebody on the motorway, you know, a car or a truck will stop to let you out. You know, they'll stop on the motorway. Because that's totally how slip roads work. It's really weird. Like, they had this problem to an extent on Euro Truck, and I kind of hoped that would have been something that would have been fixed for this. But trying to get onto motorways on here is the strangest, stupidest thing I think I've seen. Really, really weird. It's just, why don't we have a proper slip road to join on to the motorway? Now, using a steering wheel, of course, I've got to use the mouse to look around. It is a little bit awkward to kind of see coming down the slip roads at the best of times, let alone when your slip road is about the length of the truck. So you have to come, if you're going to play sensibly, you have to come to a dead stop, then try and get going again when all the cars on the motorway come to a dead stop, or you use the hard shoulder to try and get up to speed and then use a slip road like you properly would. You can do that, but again, you kind of just sort of slightly breaking these rules. You're not going to get in trouble for doing that as such on here. I don't think the police will care, but it's just a really, really bizarre thing, and especially, you know, in these trucks and so on, you just don't have the time to really do anything. So yeah, you end up driving in a slightly stupid manner. The other slightly stupid thing is the speed limit. As you will notice here, the speed limit for this area is supposedly 55 miles an hour. As you can see, I am currently doing 55 miles an hour, and everything is coming piling past. That includes police cars. Police cars will come piling past you down here. However, if I speed up, and I do the same speed that the traffic is doing, then I get in trouble by the police. Even though the police, normal driving, are doing far faster than 55. I had one point when we were in a supposedly 55 mile an hour zone, and everyone was doing 70. I was doing 70 as well in my truck. I backed off slightly because I saw a police car, and I was doing like 60, or maybe even, I think it was around that. The police car comes flying past at 70 and then gives me a ticket for speeding, and then keeps going on at 70. It's almost like they haven't quite programmed the cars to go at the right speed limit in the right sections. And again, I don't know how accurate this is to American roads and so on, but there are motorways that go from 55 to 80 to 60 to 55 and just keep changing for no apparent reason around here. And the cars just kind of seem to do whatever speed limit they feel like, so I kind of vaguely keep up with traffic and often get myself into trouble, or slam on the brakes when I see a police car and hope I haven't got myself into trouble. It's a little weird with the motorways around here. Again, it just kind of ruins the immersion that little bit. Now, I have said a lot of critical things about this game so far. It still does everything that Euro Truck Simulator 2 did right. This game still does very, very well. It's very hard to explain why this game is fun, because on paper it shouldn't be massively fun. You know, you're driving a truck sensibly. Why is that an exciting game? But there's something about it. There's something just enjoyable about driving these trucks. And I think the reason why is because you're kind of going on a bit of an adventure around, you know, a part of the world that, certainly for me, a part of the world, you know, I don't know, never been to America, and the details are very, very good. It feels how I would imagine. Again, the Americans watching this video will have a far better, oh, I forgot to change up gears, will have a far better kind of knowledge of this than I would. It feels like I expect America to. You know, it feels a very kind of almost realistic simulation of these kind of cities. Yes, you know, they're all condensed, they're all made that quite a lot smaller. Oh, we've got to pull into a way station. Okay. Yeah, it feels much. The cities are much smaller, but it feels like American. There's a great difference between going through California and going through the Nevada desert and so on. And I think they've done. The details are really very, very good on the roads. The roads are fun to drive, and there are some fantastic roads out in Nevada. There's one incredibly bumpy one that I'm pretty sure I could launch a truck off at quite with enough speed. We could get some pretty serious height with a truck, but. Yeah, there are some great roads to go driving down. Yeah, I'm stopped the truck, and then we've got to do this inspection I can't quite figure out when it wants me, or why sometimes it wants me to go into these and sometimes it doesn't. Like, every so often it'll say, yeah, you got to pull in here. It doesn't really give me a reason as to why I'm pulling into there, but there we go. Right, are we going to be able to boot it and come onto the motorway cleanly? Okay, no, we're going to have to just have a little bit of a back off. Right, go truck! Go! Oh crap, we could probably do it being down a few gears. This isn't going to work, is it? We're going to have... Oh no, we probably would be okay if we can get going eventually. Please get going! Please get going! Oh, okay, right, we're off. I look forward to getting to the stage where I can have the, you know, relatively fast. I think I got about to 80, 85, 90 miles an hour with a truck pulling a trailer. That was a little bit scary though. That was on one of the kind of the back roads, and I may have rolled a truck once on here. By the looks of it, this journey isn't going to be one where we're likely to see a truck go upside down, but yeah, I have gone for a little tiny roll with a truck. Right, how are we doing journey-wise? We have 211 miles to go. I'm guessing... Oh, policeman is going... I'm not even at the supposed speed limit. Yeah, don't follow the police cars as a kind of guesstimate of what speed you should be doing, because, yeah, they'll do whatever the hell that they feel like. Oh, here comes another one. Come flying past. It's... whatever it is that's whatever speed it is that he feels like doing. Oh crap! Again, I'm forgetting all of my gearing. It's very easy to do, especially when commentating, that you forget to be changing up gears. Certainly with the trucks with like 18 or so gears, I spend most of the time kind of double shifting to get through them, because yeah, they're an interesting thing to go driving. You see, now we're up to sort of 62 miles an hour. If a police car sees me, I'm going to get in trouble, despite the fact that they'll be the ones coming flying past me. It's just a little bit irritating. So far, everything is going okay. I think I may need to have a rest stop vaguely soon, otherwise we'll get in trouble. All right, let's have a look at the map. Again, all of this thing... Oh, there's a police car. Slow down. There we go. I'm not speeding, honestly, officer. Thank you. We could probably do with a rest stop, but just looking at this map, I'm not sure we're going to have anywhere to stop anytime soon, because that next one looks like it is on the other side of the road, unless we can go underneath, maybe. Let's hope so. Unless there's like an off... Ah, right, yeah, okay, so it is slightly off to the side. We'll probably go and do that so we don't get a fine for... Again, trying to avoid... I would not still have a truck license in this game, certainly, with the... The amount of speeding fines I've got, I wouldn't have a truck license. Right, let's go and have a park up in the in the rest area. The kind of like the petrol stations and so on have also got that little bit more challenging to navigate around. They've got a little bit tighter. Everything with kind of the actual sort of like delivery and so on has all got that little bit more challenging, and that's good, because actually driving the trucks, you know, it takes a little bit of time to get the hang of driving it on the roads normally, because, you know, it's a far larger vehicle than the kind of thing I'm used to driving, but having just a little bit more challenging for parking, you know, just trying to get the truck around into the petrol station and so on is good, just to add a little bit more kind of depth to the game. Right, we're actually going to go to this properly. I have a habit of pulling into the petrol stations from completely the wrong end because I'm too lazy to go and turn the truck around further down. So for once, I will behave myself and we will drive sensibly, and then we can go and park in one of these spots over here. I mean, that's an interesting way of doing parking, sure, you know, just go for whichever route you want. I guess they could have designed this car park a little better. Turn the engine off, we will have a rest for a little while, and we will come to lovely daytime. I haven't actually seen the rain on here yet. I'm assuming there is weather. I think I saw a rain probability bar somewhere in the options. You haven't seen the rain. I mean, the graphics are as fantastic as you would expect, and as I said, it feels very authentic, or as authentic as I would kind of expect it to. So it's kind of like this adventure through America while driving something that little bit different, while driving a great big truck. Right, let us continue our journey. Let's not crash into the the cars. There are lots of those classic convertible vehicles around. You will notice a lot of them. Are we going to see lots of traffic today? I think that's one thing with this kind of the AI traffic that I was expecting to see more of. You don't see very many pickup trucks, and from my small knowledge of America, I would expect to see a lot more in the in the way of pickup trucks, but we don't see particularly many around here. Right, I probably should have gone a more interesting way. I could have gone maybe a more interesting way. Yeah, I could have gone around the back roads possibly to hit. Oh crap. Okay, well this is going to be my normal technique for. Okay, the ambulance is stuck on the brakes. That's my normal technique for joining the motorway. Use the hard shoulder as a slip road because I completely forgot. As yeah, we don't have time to to look. It's just a small thing. It really bloody annoys me though. Right, how are we? We got 137 miles still to cover. How long do we have left to deliver this thing? 8 hours and 4 minutes. I say 8 hours, kind of ignore that because it goes down a lot quicker than... yeah, it's not real time, that stuff. Right, okay, drop income only 6,000. That wasn't the greatest paying job. Let's zoom that back out again. Oh, and the ambulance has buggered off past me. Right, we have... everything is going relatively smoothly. I'm amazed I've got 20-something minutes into this and not been in trouble with the police, considering considering everything. Yeah, as I said, I have had quite a few criticisms with this. It's still a very enjoyable game. It's still, you know, it's still that fun experience of driving these great big vehicles around. It's as enjoyable driving as Euro Truck. Oh, there's a police car over there that might get me in trouble. No, okay, we're fine doing 65 apparently on this bit. The problem is Euro Truck Simulator 2 feels just that little bit, almost that little bit more complete. It feels like there is more to it, and I'm not just talking about, you know, all of the DLCs. Like the base games, you compare the two basic games. Euro Truck feels like there is just that bit more to it. There's the AI are that little bit more sensible. The speed stuff makes a little bit more sense to me. At least the map feels larger. Whether it actually is or not, I don't know. I haven't compared sort of the size of each of them. There's more countries to go and visit, certainly, in Euro Truck. This just has a couple of little niggles. It's still, you know, still as good a graphics, still as good a simulation as you're going to get. But yeah, there are just those little niggles with it. I would still recommend this as a game. I think it's 15 quid. And actually, there's a Steam sale going on. It might be less than that by now. I would still very much recommend it because there are plenty of hours to be spent driving around trucks, and you will lose many hours of your day playing this, and then not be able to explain to anybody why you lost said many hours of the day. But yeah, it is a great game to go driving around, but equally you can lose as many hours, if not more, in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Are we coming up to? Oh, we are coming up to a toll booth. This is the first time I've come up. It's the first time I've been out this way. First toll booth I've come across. Right, let us get stopped. There we go. Okay, there was only minor panic. Yes, I will pay the toll. There was only very, very little panic. I've got to stop. The last kind of mission thing that I did was with one of the trucks with a huge amount of gears, and I've got to stop now, kind of double shifting every time because I don't have to do that with this particular vehicle. I don't know where all these cars came from either. They've just kind of all appeared. I should probably be over in this lane. Oh god, we've got a hill. This is where I am glad I have the more powerful engine. I don't quite know what the most powerful engine is you can get here. I'm definitely glad I've got this particular one though for climbing up, because we're really struggling at kind of 30 miles an hour getting up here. Where is that policeman? Are we just all swapping lanes up there? Is that what? Yeah. What is going on with you guys? Sure, you know, just make up your own road, do your own thing, guys. Oh, we're going to go through a tunnel. Awesome. Right, where are we going to be coming? I'm just looking at the map, figuring out where on earth we're going. We get to go across the great big bridge. It's quite a cool place. Yeah, I haven't been up this end of the map. Where on earth is it taking us? Is there a way off the... Where's the other lane? Where's the way out of here? Because this is just everyone going in. I don't quite know how San Francisco works. But there we go. Oh, does the whole thing curve? Oh, it does curve around. Oh, does it go underneath us, perhaps? The road going the other way. Maybe it does. Yes, it does look like it might do, because that's the oncoming traffic over there. I don't really know why I went into this lane. But nevertheless, we're going to... This is an interesting hairpin that I'm finding myself around. Probably shouldn't be doing 50 miles an hour in a truck around here, but... Nevertheless, I shall keep my foot down and we shall not roll over, honestly. I actually want to be in that lane now. Sorry, car behind me. You're alright with that. Oh, these are some tight turns and some bumpy turns and... okay, yeah, that was far too much speed to be taking down there. Well, that's probably the most interesting kind of corner I have found. Certainly off of a motorway. Oh, years, bloody hell. That was... yeah, they were an experience and a half to try around. There are some very interesting roads, certainly, to be going around. We have nearly got to our destination, and I'm really, really hoping that this isn't one of the very difficult ones for parking, because otherwise it'll be embarrassing at how awful I am. When it comes to this, I am not particularly great with the truck parking. Where is that turning? Up here. Okay, we're coming to... Oh, right, we might have some fun here. This could be one of the sit and wait for years to get turned. So we want to turn left. This is some of the traffic things that can be a slight problem. So the Tesla... Oh, okay, they're not turning left, so that's all right. We're going to... What you can get is if you have like 3 or 4 cars wanting to turn left, as you can see, we're never going to get turned here. There's not a hope in hell that we're going to get turned. We have to wait for them to get stopped. Then we can go. And because we're already kind of past the line, we can go. But with such heavy traffic, if there's a whole bunch of cars wanting to turn this way, sort of one car, like there's 4 or 5 ahead of you, one car goes every time the traffic lights go, and it just takes forever to get through. And then sometimes they get confused and just stop, and they sit and park there. So I have had on multiple occasions, just to try and avoid the shenanigans, had to just go and kind of push my way through when the light was green, and it just about worked. I have been quite lucky on a lot of these things. We haven't had too much problems with stuff aside from the slip roads. Okay, what is it going to ask us to do? So they've changed the way you've got to deliver stuff now. So when you come up to whichever delivery yard it is, you'll come up with this menu. So you can skip, as you could before. You can have a nice safe place, so it's just an easy pull the truck in for a little bit of XP. Or you can have the main challenge, if you like, where it will put it in the more difficult to reach place. Admittedly, this one here does not look that bad at all. There have been a lot more difficult ones where you have to navigate around corners in reverse and through very, very small gaps. We're going to go, of course, for that one. It doesn't look too bad, but equally... Oh, it's on the wrong side. Oh, so this is going to be a real bugger to do. Much easier when you've got to be turning kind of that way, because you can see this one is going to be a lot of guesswork from me and probably a lot of bumping in to stuff. Admittedly it's not the... Oh, Christ, is that is the wall there. Whoopsie, we're having a small issue. It's fine. Do we want to be going... No, we don't want to be going that way. Well, I mean, it's kind of going to work either way. We've slightly freed ourselves. Don't mind me, I don't think there's anybody around here, so it's all good. Didn't realise there was a wall that close. That was poor driving from me. Right, let's give it a little bit more space. Try to spin the camera around with the mouse and then drive with the steering wheel is always fun. That's just one of the joys of Euro truck. Now, or American truck in this case. Can we get ourselves... We kind of want to get ourselves nice and lined up in here. There we go. Right, and now we're going to be reversing and trying to time this perfectly, which in my case will be guesswork and hope. Sometimes guesswork and hope works, other times it fails miserably. Using the... This is a really arsey one, because while it doesn't look that hard on paper, because of the angle, you don't really see very much of what I'm doing. I'm just basically using that mirror over there to guide me, and that's probably not the easiest thing in the world to be doing. We want to turn a little bit more. There we kind of in the space-ish. I think we're not doing too badly here. And then if we turn this way... Okay, right, we're not actually lined up too badly this time around. I think I need to turn a little bit more. There we go. And then turn this way, straighten it up, like so. Haha! Done! Actually quite well parked. For me, at least. I will take that as a pretty well parked on that particular manoeuvre. That was a relatively simple one, and there wasn't sort of too much around for you to bump into and so on, but they can get quite technical. The areas tend to be a bit smaller, and yeah, you got more to navigate, you got more challenge when it comes to delivering the more interesting kind of yards to stop off, which is fantastic, because that is where the sort of the bulk of the challenge comes. There are some good roads to be driving around as well. Just, yeah, there's a couple more niggles with it than I expected. Nothing terrible, certainly, and the likes of the map size and the truck numbers, there are planned free DLCs coming out, and I'm sure there will be plenty more for it, and of course there are many mods that you can go and download. Plenty of enjoyment can be had with this game, most definitely. I've had a lot of fun in the 4 or 5 hours that I've been playing with it. They're just a couple of little niggles that I'd hoped would be kind of dealt with here, especially the slip roads on the motorway and the seemingly random speed limits going around there is just that little bit irritating. I would still recommend this game though for 15 quid. Lots of fun can be had on here. I would also recommend Euro Truck because you can probably get that with all its DLCs for 15 quid, if not a lot less. Or Euro Truck Simulator 2, I should say. Yeah, it's a good game. Lots of promise. Certainly, just needs a few tweaks and so on. What is there is good. It's a good adventure, good place to go exploring. But just those couple of little problems. But I've had a lot of fun. What can you say about a game? Anyway, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.